Hello. This is all for my new best ball players out here who want to play on DraftKings. It's gonna be pretty simple, but if anybody wants to go over the rules and kind of wants to get kind of wants to listen to it, don't want to read. This will be how we, you know, how we how we play best ball. Just the basics. We're not trying to win the league here. We're just going to go over the rules, what scoring is, and everything. This video is for my newbies. If you know how to play, click on my next video. Watch yesterday's video; it's a great video. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull this up on here. Boop. I just go full screen. And let me zoom in. Alrighty. All right. NFL best ball. In best ball, participants will draft a lineup via a live snake draft. And contest will last multiple weeks of the season. It goes from week 1 to week 14, and the top 2 advance in every tournament situation. So, and then you have 3 playoff weeks. You have the first set, you get the semis, and then you get your finals. And they have a bunch of tournaments, so in each one, it's a little bit different on how many advance to the second, or to the second round of the playoffs. Like I think in the single entry, it's 3 and so forth. But in the Millie Maker and in the $20, it's 2 advance to the first of the playoffs, and it's the best player in every league after that. Each week, the contests of your highest scoring players are automatically in your starting lineup and count toward your team's overall fantasy point total, which means you don't have to touch it. Once you have drafted your team, you do not have to touch your lineups. Your lineups will automatically put the player with the most points into your lineup. That is why, no. This is just to teach you how to do it. Sorry, I wanted to go into a little bit further detail, but that is for your second step. We'll do that a different day. Overall contest payouts are based on cumulative fantasy points scored by your starting lineup each week. So we're going to go into the scoring and how each position is scored. So quarterbacks, they score passing TDs, 4 points. 25 yards equals 1 point. 300 yards equals 3 points. 1 interception, -1 point. Rushing TDs, 6 points. Now, anybody can score any of these, so if your wide receiver throws a 60-yard bomb, you're getting a bunch of points. You know what I mean? Anywho, so rushing TD, 6 points. 10 rushing yards, 1 point. 100-yard rushing yard game, 3 points. They will deduct it if you fall back underneath it. A receiving touchdown, 6 points. 10 receiving yards, 1 point. 100-yard receiving game, another 3 points. For every reception, you get 1 point. Punt, kickoff, field goal return for a TD, 6 points. Fumble loss, -1 point. If your player catches the 2 point, runs it in, or throws it, you get 2 points. For the 2 point conversion. You've recovered a fumble in the end zone, 6 points. Every team starting lineup will be 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex. And in the flex, it is a running back, wide receiver, or tight end. Whoever has the highest amount. Your bench is up to 12 spots, and you can put as many of the other players as you want in there. If you wanted 12 quarterbacks, you could have 12 quarterbacks. The player pool will consist of all NFL players expected to be on active roster of any team scheduled to play in the contest game set. We may include players that are not on an NFL team at the time of the player pool is created. If these players are signed to a team, we will update their team and they will be eligible to receive fantasy points. If a player is traded, we will update their team and they will be eligible to receive fantasy points for their new team. So there are two types of drafts. You can either do a fast draft, which means you have 30 seconds to make a pick, and they typically last about an hour. Or you can do a slow draft, where you have up to 8 hours to make a selection. That can, for everyone, has 8 hours. Those typically, I've been currently in a slow draft for roughly a month now. So they can last a while. And this right here, they're explaining you that they changed the timer the closer it gets to the season. If you guys haven't completed your lineups, when you're right next to the games that start, they're going to speed up the time. And it's kind of annoying, so I would suggest that you don't have to do it, because if you want to sleep, it does not work out great. Draft requirements, you got to be where you can play this. I think that's pretty obvious. Don't collude, don't cheat. Just no point. You're not really. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Auto draft. If you do not make a pick before your clock expires, we will draft a player for you based on the following logic. We will pick the highest player from your queue. 1. 2, we will pick the highest ranked player from your pre-draft rankings. This is why every day you should edit your draft rankings. Nope, we will not auto draft more than 4 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 7 wide receivers, or 3 tight ends for your team when auto drafting. It is possible to exceed these limits when auto drafting from the queue. If you fail to make 2 consecutive manual selections, we'll automatically turn auto draft on for you. We'll automatically turn auto draft on for you. You can turn auto draft on or off in the draft settings. When you are on auto draft, you will not receive push notifications for the contest. If for any reason a draft is not finished before the contest goes live, the contest will be canceled and all users will be refunded. So you have to get it done before the contest starts. COVID, I think that won't really be a thing this year. It's still real, it's still a thing, but I don't think it'll affect games this year. That's just a guess. In the event the NFL season is suspended, DraftKings will wait until the NFL makes a decision about restarting, blah, 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 if the NFL... Okay. So that's kind of pointless. Okay. Collusion. Don't do it. But here's the definition or how they describe it. DraftKings has a zero tolerance policy when it comes to collusion. If DraftKings suspects there was collusion in a contest, the contest may be canceled. The user suspected of collusion will not be refunded and may be permanently banned from DraftKings. Collusion is any action or decision that is made between 2 or more users in a draft with the intention of gaining an unfair advantage over the other users, or otherwise, in DraftKings' sole discretion, may be compromised the integrity of the contest. And here we go. This is what we were talking about earlier. Tournaments. Weeks 1 through 14 are the first round. Second round is week 15. 16, week 3. Round 4 is week 17. Nothing really I need to know. Yep. That was everything. So then you figure out which one you want to play. Are you a baller and have unlimited cash? Yeah, you play the 555 or 2,000 If you just want to like test it out, I recommend playing the $3. If you're new to this, $3 is the best way to get your feet wet, how to learn how to draft and whatnot. That would be my suggestion. Now everybody here wants to play for that $1 million contest. So you're playing the 5. It's $5 and you got a shot at $1 million. Get your guys, have fun. This is not, is definitely supposed to be serious, but try to have fun. It's supposed to be fun. Drafting lineups is the best time of the NFL season. So I hope this was informative. I hope that you look at my other content, subscribe to Best Ball Nation. Please hit that like button an odd number of times, and have a great day because this has been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun.